Okay, I'm done. Yo, my nails fucked up. Hold on, I gotta get my stories together, cause this be a story time. So, hey, what's up everyone? It's Lucy Day. If you haven't seen me before, there's my name. I do videos like this, okay? Creepy, otherworldly, mystical fun on my channel. Also Wiccan things as well. So if you're into that, you can go ahead and subscribe below. Subscribe below. But anyway, today, I'm kind of straying away from mystical stuff, and I'm gonna go ahead and just rock out and just tell you guys about some of my craziest stories that I've heard from, you know, my family mostly, and from me, my experiences that have been very super scary. So you know, it's a story time, so grab some chips. Grab some chips, grab your tea. I apologize, there's a fan going on, so it might be like kind of weird. I don't know, I'm kind of in a weird mood today. Okay, but anyways, I'm gonna tell you 3 of my top scariest stories. So hold on to your butts. We're gonna begin with a story that my Aunt Val, my dearest Aunt Val, she's not dead, I don't know why I said it like that, that she told me when I was very, very young, and I spent a lot of time with her, okay? So this happened around when I was like, what, 8? Okay, so, you know, I'm sitting, chilling, out maxing, relaxing, all cool, on her bed, and she goes, did I ever tell you this story of when a demon walked into my room? And I said, no, Aunt Val. I'm sitting there, she starts telling me this story. So basically, what she tells me is, okay, here we go. It was a dark and stormy, no, I'm just kidding. My Aunt Val was laying down, you know, all slumped, right? And then she woke up, tried to get up, but she couldn't. She was stuck. Sleep paralysis is a bitch. If you want to see my sleep paralysis video, just go ahead and check it out over there. But anyways, that's besides the point. She had sleep paralysis. And I will say, you do see creepy things when you're in sleep paralysis, but the way she described this to me was just so creepy. So anyway, she was laying there and I couldn't see around her really. So she told me that she heard something enter her room, right? And something literally climb on top of her back and sit there, okay? And it's fucking creepy. Now the way she described it was that she couldn't move, she felt this thing on her back, and she was terrified, so she started to pray, okay? And that's something I feel like I would do too. But anyway, so she's sitting there terrified. This thing is on her back. She can feel this thing moving, breathing on her back. And she prayed, and for some reason after praying, this thing decided to step off of her back, get off of her back, right? So he was leaving this way, and so she turned her head a little bit. She could move her head a little bit, so she turned it to see what the fuck was on her back. And she described it as, I'm gonna try to find a picture, okay? I'm gonna try to find a picture and I'm gonna put it right there, because she described it as something reptilian, like has yellow ass scales with yellow ass eyes, and it just looked like a creature from hell. She literally saw it walking on the side of her, out of her room, and she said it was fucking smiling. I could never sleep in that room again, okay? She told me that and I was like, what? So that's the first fucking creepy story. And now that we're on the topic of sleep paralysis, I'm gonna talk about my own experience with sleep paralysis, because creepy shit does happen. So here's the next story. My worst sleep paralysis experience. So I was in a dream and I was laying down. In this dream, I realized I couldn't fucking move. And so I'm sitting fucking laying here like, and there was this thing at the foot of my bed, literally foot of my bed, and it was fucking staring at me. This dark, let me paint you pictures. Just like a dark hooded person. Okay, dark, just standing right there at the foot of my bed, and I could feel all of a sudden that he was like trying to take my fucking soul. So I woke myself up. Sometimes you can just snap yourself out of like, no, like, you gotta wake up. And guess what? When I fucking woke up, guess what I couldn't do? Fucking move. So I'm sitting there still. Now I'm awake. I can't move, and I'm laying on my side like this, facing my wall. And so the way my room is, if you turn this way facing the wall, you won't be able to see the door. So I'm laying facing the wall, wishing I could move to turn myself around, to turn on the lights, something, you know. And I hear my door open. I hear something walk around the side of my fucking bed. And here I am like, this fucking thing. I can't tell you what the fuck it was, because I don't know. I couldn't see. And it leans over me and starts to fucking breathe on my neck. Let me tell you, you guys don't know the fear that comes with sleep paralysis unless you've experienced sleep paralysis. Let me tell you. And them fucking ass little demons running around fucking breathing on people's necks. I'm telling you, this shit is scary. So that was something that was extremely, extremely scary for me. Next will have to be the ghost story that kind of just lingers in my family. Like occasionally somebody will tell the story again, and if I can recall it properly. And this happened at my Aunt Val's house. Again, I think something's up with her house. So flashback to my Aunt Val's house, like I don't know, like what, 20 years ago. My aunt Issa was a little tiny toddler. My Aunt Val was like, I don't know, an adult, and my Aunt Val was throwing the barbecue. So there was people, you know, family, it's a gathering. And everybody's milling around, you know. Nobody really goes towards the basement though. Like you don't do that. You don't just go to people's basements. But when you're young, like my Aunt Issa was, you know, you find yourself drawn towards basements, I guess. So she walks over, little tiny toddler walks over to the, you know, the stairs, where the stairs start, and she looks down, and apparently she saw a figure. Yo, how did I get this scratch? Focus. Look at that. Yo, I don't know how I got that shit. Story time, I got scratched by a demon. So she's walking down the stairs, right? She gets drawn to the stairs because particularly she sees a woman, a figure of a woman, and she's standing at the bottom of the stairs in the basement. And you know, children aren't like phased by that shit. They just follow themselves. They just follow the ghost. They just fucking do it. So she goes down the stairs, and you know, she's looking around for the woman, and she doesn't see her anymore. So she goes back up. She tells my Aunt Val, I saw a woman downstairs in the basement. My Aunt Val's like, there's no woman. Like, what are you talking about? She's like, yes, there is. There was a lady. She was all in white, and she was downstairs in the basement. And my Aunt Val was like, okay, that's weird. So when everybody left, and I guess a couple weeks later, my Aunt Val did a little bit of research, and she found out that a woman actually did die in her house, that there could possibly be a ghost down there who was a woman, because the woman who had owned the house previously had tripped down the stairs doing fucking laundry and fucking died in the house. So that's just fucking creepy. I'm glad I wasn't alive at that point to witness that or to be around that. I got another story for you. Okay. So if you like this kind of talk, I mean, I do a lot of stuff like this, so you know, y'all should really subscribe because help it grow out. But anyway, so this one really got me because I was like a cameo in this story. I was a cameo, you know. I was like a cameo. One time, living in a house that I don't currently live in anymore with my family. This is a couple years ago when I was a little girl. So my mom told me that one day, one night, she had been sitting in our living room And the way the living room was, it was like the living room, then like the bedroom, then the kitchen, and the back door was like over there somewhere. So it was like kitchen, no, okay? So she was in all the way, it's like a hallway. So she was sitting in the living room. And my dad hadn't come home yet, and me and my sister were asleep downstairs in the basement. That's where we used to sleep. And that house always gave me weird vibes. I was so scared to sleep in the basement, and I guess I know why now. So my mom was sitting there, and she heard the back door open, just like randomly, and she heard footsteps go into the basement. She's like, okay, you know, probably my stepdad, like, you know, probably just him coming in. It's no big deal. So she gets up and goes to check just to make sure, you know. We used to live in the hood, so you don't want to just, you know, not make sure that that person who's coming to your house is not the person who you think it is. So she goes up, and she said that there were footsteps in mud trailing from the back door all the way down to the basement. And she starts calling my dad, like, hey babe. She starts calling my dad's name, Calvin, you know. She doesn't hear any replies, so she's getting a little bit, you know, scared now. So she goes and locks the back door, and she follows the footsteps downstairs because that's where we were sleeping. So of course it made sense to go down the stairs. So she goes down the stairs following the footsteps, and they trace all the way from the bottom of the stairs all the way to where the dryer and washer was, because it was like the dryer and washer, and then adjacent to that was our room. So she goes over there, and you know, she's calling our names, like Angel, Berkey, like she calls our names, like, what are y'all doing? Because she's, you know, she's mom. But then she checks on us, and we're completely fast asleep. So now she's really freaked out, because who the fuck just walked into her house? Okay, she made sure there was nobody else in the house. Pretty sure she called my dad, like, yo, something just went down. And as she was going back upstairs to make sure the door was okay, she turned back, and she said that out of the corner of her eye, she saw a little boy go from the laundry, the dryer and the washer. She said she saw this little boy saw him like walk his way into, there was like some closets adjacent, like right where our door was to our bedroom. She said she saw it go from the washer and dryer all the way into the closets. And now she's thinking, okay, it has to be like one of the kids, like who else? Like, I mean, it's kind of freaky, but she said that she went over to the closets, opened it, and nothing was fucking there. Nothing was there. And that's just, I was sleeping right next to that. Y'all, I was sleeping right next to that ghost boy. She said that she was freaked out. She called my dad and just got the house blessed, because yo, that's fucking creepy. I hate when things happen and I'm not aware of it. It's like, I want to be involved in the action too. Dang. I'm trying to think, do I know any more? No, I don't. So those are the creepiest things that have come, my creepiest stories, okay? They're the spookiest, kind of eerie stories that just make you go, that have come from, you know, my family, from me. But if you enjoyed this little story time, you know, you can always get more. You can always leave a like and comment if you have, you know, any suggestions for a future video, or you want me to do more story times like this if you enjoyed this. But I'll be here but Mondays and Fridays, okay? So if you're into this, again, check out my channel, see what it's about, see if you like it, see if you like what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's that. I hope you enjoyed my creepy stories. And like, I'll see you guys later. Bye.